Welcome to another dose of the Gringos in Buenos Aires podcast, the podcast that brings expat/immigrant life to you. Today's guest is a professional diver and photographer. He's been around the world, both on land and under the sea. He's originally from the state of Washington, and we're going to take a special journey. Let's dive into this dose and give it up for Rhys. What's up, dude? Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, cool, man.
It's gonna be fun.
How you feeling? You feel a little nervous?
A little bit, only because.
Really?
Okay, I gotta be honest. I have been just like going through this with my wife. You know, we've been watching the episodes, man. Like I enjoyed so many of them, and I was really nervous about saying something like, or just coming off as a total jerk or condescended until I saw the one with the guy. Seti, Carrie Foster, the actor, super interesting guy, British or Welsh.
Yeah.
And he said something so like if ever there was a see you next Tuesday, they would be a porteña, and I was like, whoa, like that. I was like, okay, I can't really like exceed that. So if you say something like that, you got to be prepared to throw some hands, man. That was strong. So I was like, all right, as long as I don't cross into that territory, I'll probably be fine.
Yeah, you got nothing to worry about, man. There's always Southern Comfort if you want to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just the SoCo. Ooh, that brings back chills and goosebumps. From,
Are you familiar with Southern Comfort?
Unfortunately, yeah. Maybe from some college days, but no, it's been a while.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at Western Washington University in Bellingham. It's like a couple hours north of Seattle.
Okay, what part of Washington? It's a big state. What part of Washington are you from?
It is a big state. I'm from the thriving metropolis of Waterville, Washington.
Waterville?
I gotta represent Waterville, Washington. It's like it's middle of nowhere. It's like 1,000 people. We don't even have stoplights.
Sounds wet.
It's extremely. Actually, you know what's funny is I had a base of Spanish because there's a ton of Mexicans in Washington too. So like I learned Mexican Spanish when I was growing up, or at least in like junior high and high school, because Waterville's in the center of the state. Wenatchee is the valley down below. And it's like the orchard. It's like apple capital of the world. And so tons of hardworking Mexican families work the orchards and all that whole area. So
geographically, Mexico and Washington are really
West
far
Coast.
apart.
The whole West Coast. Oh, that's fair. No, that's fair. Like
they just travel up the West Coast and
for sure. California, Oregon, Washington, like the whole West. I mean, it's just agricultural farmland. Once you get inland, people think the flyover states happen so far in the middle of the country, and it's like 2 hours from the coast, man, it starts to be pretty flat and pretty empty. So until you get to like Colorado.
All right.
But yeah, no.
All right, cool. Well, I want to ask you. I mean, typical question I get asked all the time.
Yeah.
¿Qué haces acá? ¿Qué haces acá, man? ¿Qué haces acá en Argentina? You ever get that call?
I do. It's usually followed by the assumption I'm either Russian or French. When they find out from the States, they're even more like, "What are you doing here? Like what?" But yeah, no, I'm a photo and video guy. So
you're a what? I'm sorry.
A photo and video guy.
Okay, photo and video.
Photographer, videographer. I shot a handful of weddings here. My wife is porteña through and through, so we're here to sort of scratch the family itch and be here to have a base. But we travel a ton for work, so I have my finger in a few different things, like a bunch of stock licensing, photo, video. Getty Images. I had a contract with Nat Geo for a while, but that was before they got bought by Disney, so that's like a whole thing. So yeah, photo licensing, where I can sell them, where I can get jobs.
Yeah, well, let's take it one step at a time. You're married to an Argentine?
I'm married to an Argentine.
Oh, wow. How'd that happen?
That happened. Oh man, good question. Actually, I always tell her I can hold it over just a little because I married her twice. I'm like, I love you so much. I married you twice. Yeah, because we had a.
Well, it must be a very special Argentine woman.
Very special. That's a good way to put it. No, she's amazing.
You must be a very special guy.
Yeah. Let's keep that one. I like that one a lot. That one's way more. That helps my case a lot further. No, we had a ceremony stateside, and we actually got married here first. And so, dude, you want to talk about like a cultural experience? I was like, literally. She was the only person at our wedding that I knew, so it was like,
wow.
Dude, I still give her a hard time because here it's such an interesting sort of like process because you do the civil, right? You do the civil.
So you get married twice.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And it's really tiny. I mean, her family is just incredible. They've been
the first wedding is the one that gets half.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one is the one that God or whatever smiles or frowns upon.
Yeah, for sure. So the civil, I was thinking, like, okay, it's gonna be like some whatever mundane government office, or it was in the mall on the top floor of the shopping center in Recoleta. So I was like, we're like going to the civil. I have like a suit jacket, like half the family with like balloons, and we're like all riding the escalator together to like the top floor of the mall. And it's like, dude, it's just like the Kanye song. We got married at the mall, like. So
wow, that must have been a trip.
no, it really was. And
that's funny.
The funnier part too was they went through this whole process of trying to find a translator for me, right?
Yeah,
So one lady, and I'm pretty sure she didn't speak a word of English because they paid her all this money to like do the translation, and she would just look at me and say like half English, half whatever, and I was like, okay, like I mean, I understood most of that in Spanish. I'm not fluent, but I'm probably 90%. Like I understand pretty much everything. Para hablar es un poco diferente, ¿no? Como es un proceso diferente. Y bueno, no, it's.
But where'd you learn Spanish?
I had a base from Mexican Spanish. So yo aprendí español en Estados Unidos. En
Tortilla, calle, guapo, muchacho.
Güey. Sí,
burrito.
No, la verdad, en serio. And no, it's funny because that was probably my first introduction. And being in Washington, knew Mexico. I knew Baja, Mexico. And that was really my only initial introduction with Spanish and Latin America in general. And so I knew desert Mexico, you know what I mean? Like, and when my wife and I, the first time we really met up and like spent any significant time together.
Where'd you meet?
We met online, actually. Online. And we knew each other for years. Yeah, we had like worked together a little bit, and she was doing the digital nomad life, like, I mean, pioneering that in her own regard. And we had met online and just kind of stayed in touch like for years. And I was definitely part of the Great Resignation. So right around the pandemic, right? Like 2020, 21, right? Yeah, and I worked at a university for like 8 years. And I loved Bellingham. I loved my job. But I kind of saw the writing on the wall, right? Like everything was just, the whole world was shutting down. Everything was like falling apart. And the university, they had no idea what to do and like what was going to happen or when we're going to reopen.
Nobody knew.
No, exactly.
Nobody had any clue.
For sure.
I moved to the beach.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I moved to the beach. Dude, I got my family moved to the beach.
I still think nobody even knows what that did to like the global psyche of like millions of people. And we probably won't for another 10 years. You know what I mean? Like I read something crazy. It was like 6 years ago, like last week, that it was declared a pandemic, like literally to the day. So anyway.
Because a lot of people thought that nothing would ever be the same.
No.
You thought that, okay, from now on, I'm going to have to wear a mask.
Yeah,
from now on, if I go outside, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
From now on.
If you talk to your parents, you're a murderer.
So you're like, okay, people had no idea what the hell was happening. So it just drove a lot of people off the wall.
For sure. And it drove a lot of people like me. And she was, so I'm trying to go full circle here. She was already working online before that was like, everybody just did it overnight, right? Like all of a sudden, in the span of like 6 or 8 months, everybody was working online. Everybody was on Microsoft Teams. Everybody was using, Skype calls or what was the huge one now? Still Zoom calls and like
Zoom, Google Meet.
No, for sure. And so I was really like just lost, like to be honest. And once it started to be like a year in, I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like we got to go back sooner or later. And so. I had already kind of saved, and I had been there for a while, so I was planning my exit, and then that happened, and then I was just like kind of, like, okay, this is the only job I have. Like, I don't really want to just cut my own foot off here. And but we ended up kind of making a plan.
Online. This is all happening online.
Yes, yeah, totally. So she came.
Did you see her?
Yeah,
she had video call?
She came and visited me. Oh, yeah, no.
Chat?
Yeah, for sure. We had called many times and had communicated a ton. And but she came to the States in like November, and it was just like the worst time to be in the Northwest. I don't know if you know. I mean, like it was just rainy, miserable, terrible. And we made a plan from then to go to Mexico. So this was the following, that must have been like November. She came for like a week. And then we went to Mexico in July. And I was like, we were there for like 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, this is it. We're just going to go for it and see what happens. And she came back with me actually in August. And we spent she came back with me to the States, and then we made a bigger plan to travel through South America, like for like 8 or 9 months. And so that was August. I had already kind of been ready to get out of the university, and I quit my job at the end of September.
It takes a lot of balls to quit your job.
Dude,
Congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah, here's the quitting your job and telling your boss to go shove it. Metételo en el ojete.
To find an Argentine wife, yeah. So I always give her a hard time too. That I'm like, man, I'm passport bro king. I was leading the charge on the passport bros before it was cool. No, but